class. Let's go ahead and get ourselves started. The first exercise that I have for us for today, the first movement, is going to be front circles. All right, so this is going to be a nice shoulder warm up for us. I like to have the ball for these ones because I think it's kind of a good way to use a different toy every once in a while with our upper body and lower body movements. All right, so I got my stability ball here, and I'll stay with a frontal view. We're just going to go 20 seconds in each direction. All right, going clockwise and then counterclockwise. All right, any order you want. But I'm just going to draw big circles in the air with my hands. All right, if you're holding your stability ball there, I'm just drawing circles in the air with the ball. All right, and then we'll go the other direction. Okay, now we're going to get started for 20 seconds on each side. Find a good athletic position here. So have some good hip and knee bend. All right, and we'll get this first one started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Just drawing circles in the air. Push your shoulders through a nice full range of motion, either with or without the ball. Remember which direction you're going here, class, because we're going to go the opposite here in about 10 seconds. Well, 8 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Go ahead. Same thing going the other direction. Just drawing circles in the air with the hands, moving the shoulders through a full range of motion. Keep that breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Now from here, class, I want to go into our standing chest press, all right, with the stability ball or with the hands. You can also use your light weights if you'd like to, all right, but I'm going to turn to the side. You see here I have my hands as close to my body as I can. The stability ball is kind of big, so I can't start with my hands here like we normally do, right? But I'm just going to press straight out and bring that ball right back into my chest. And I'm trying to get a nice pinch of the shoulders as I bring this ball back to my body. All right, we're trying to pinch our shoulders back almost as if we were doing a row with the ball. All right, that will also be for 20 seconds. Again, make sure you have a nice athletic position here. We're going to get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, straight out. Bring it back in. That's 1, 2. Oh, I'm still going for 20 seconds. Sorry. I started counting. I'll count later in the workout. Just 20 seconds here. Checking my time. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. All right, now that warm-up exercise directly mimics a workout that we're going to be doing later. All right, I'm sure you can guess what it is. That's why I started counting there. I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. All right, but now I want to start getting some rotation. Okay, so I can either go with my arms in the normal position that we do. We're going to be doing our standing torso twist here. So I can get my arms in my normal elbowing position. All right. Or I can hold this ball in a goblet hold and do my rotation that way as well, all right? Now, in this case, my lower body's gonna stay facing forward, and I'm gonna start turning this stability ball to the wall on my left, turn the stability ball to the wall on my right, okay? Just like always, we're trying to get that chest turned about 90 degrees in each direction while the lower body stays split, all right? We're going to do this one for 30 seconds together. All right, we're going to get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. When I have the stability ball here, I can hear my voice echoing inside the ball. If you're getting dizzy, you can focus on a stationary point out in front of you. All right, keep that head still while you still get that nice rotation of the torso. Checking my time. We've got 5 seconds left. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. All righty. Now, once again, either with no weight at all, with your light weight, or with a stability ball, I want to go into our sword pulls and our wood choppers, okay? So with this one here, no matter what I have in my hands, if anything, I'm going to get a nice athletic position. I'm going to rotate, start with a nice dip of the shoulder, and my movement's going to start at my hip pocket. You can start on either side. It does not matter to me. All right, but we're going to pull the sword from the sheath, get some nice rotation, and then bring it right back down. Okay, remember the belly button follows the ball or the hands as you go up and back down. Okay, I'd like to get 5 sword pulls on each side here together. We're going to get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming up and back down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's switch sides. Same thing here. Ready? Go ahead and go right into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Now, the counter movement to that, the wood chopper. All right, now my hands or the ball or my light weights are going to start above my head. And remember, we want to start off twisted to one side, so that way we can get that good rotation as we chop down and back up. Okay, as always, class, remember that the rep ends back at the starting position. So as I come down and back up, that's 1 full rep. We always want to end up top. All right, let's get 5 on each side here again. We're going to get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Chop low, back up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's switch sides. Same thing here. Go ahead and go right into it. 1, 2, get that good rotation. 3, 4, and 5. Very good. All right, I've got 2 exercises left. We're very familiar with these last 2 exercises. This first one here is going to be our mini squat, okay? Now, we've talked about mini squat as being about 25% of our range of motion, all right? Just kind of a rough number there. So we're not trying to get anywhere near as low as we would for a normal squat, which we're going to be doing later on, all right, depending on which progression you choose, okay? But I want these to be fast also, right? That's another reason why we don't go as far down. I want these to be a little quicker paced. We're going to knock out 15 of these together, okay? Now, as always, you can go with no weight, you can go with your light weight, or you can hold your ball out in front of you in this goblet hold, all right? That goblet hold being near the chest and with the elbows pushed out, okay? And remember, with that range of motion, we're just going to bend the hips and knees like we're sitting back into a chair, and then come right back up nice and quick, all right? Again, bending those hips and knees, come back up nice and quick. It's almost like we're just finding our athletic position and then standing up out of it, all right? Let's knock out 15 of these together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Down, right back up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Quicker pace. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, going to 15, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Very good. All righty, class. Our last one here is going to be a deadlift with a hip thrust, all right? I like to combine those 2 movements here with when we have the stability ball, all right? So with that deadlift here, you see I have the ball is nice and tall, so it's almost kind of like having those raised handles, okay? So if I find my good athletic position here, my good deadlift position, my chest and eyes are up, my back is nice and flat, I've got my big chest, shoulders are pinched back, and my hips and knees are bent with my hips, pushing back toward the wall behind me, all right? Now, I'm simply just going to stand up with the ball, just like we do with our deadlift, but then I'm gonna add my hip thrust, okay? Now, just like with any hip thrust, right, we wanna make sure this is all lower body. There's no arm action here at all, okay? It's all hips here. We wanna get that ball or your light weights or your hands, whatever you're using there, to come up to shoulder height or a little higher, and then right back down to the starting position, okay? Now, I'd like to knock out 10 of these reps here together, and then we'll get started with our balance, all right? So I'm gonna get set in my deadlift position, and we're gonna knock out 10 of these reps together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pinch those glutes at the top, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. Now, I'm gonna put the ball away. We do not need it for the rest of the session. You may be able to hear some music and stuff going on in the other dance studio. Like I said last week, they're doing their performances now over there, so you might be able to hear a little bit of that going on this week as well. So let's find our chair or our wall, okay? And we're gonna talk about our balance. Now, we're sticking with those same 5 stances this week. We've got our wide stance, narrow stance, staggered stance, tandem stance, and now single leg, all right? Now, the 2 movements that we're gonna pair, we're gonna keep moving up the progression like we did in the first half of the semester, all right? We're gonna be going with the unilateral arm up and down, meaning one arm at a time, going up and down, all right? That's your first option today. The next option, the next step up on the progression is that 12-inch finger focus. All right, if you remember, I'm gonna have you all, if you wanna do that one, you all focus on the finger. I'm gonna focus on the time on my watch out in front of me so that I can tell how long it's been for each set, okay? Now, just because I'm emphasizing the unilateral up and down and the 12-inch finger focus, that doesn't mean that we can't do this one at all, okay? It just means that I'm no longer emphasizing it. You can certainly still do it if that's what you feel is what's most appropriate for you, okay? We always want you doing whatever's appropriate for you when we do these balance sets, all right? So you're picking a combination of one of those 5 stances and one of those 2 or 3 movements if you want to do that first one from last 2 weeks, all right? We're gonna go same 4 sets of 20 seconds, all right? So I'm gonna go staggered stance, and I'm gonna go one arm up and down at a time. Got my chair or wall here, and we're gonna get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Go ahead. 20 seconds. We want to keep that breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth as we go. Checking my time. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. All righty. Now remember, as always, if you're going staggered, tandem, or single leg, make sure you're switching up your feet either after the second set, or either after the first set or after the second set. All right. Get an even amount of sets with each foot out in front. All right. Let's get 20 more seconds here. We're going to get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Focus on a stationary point out in front of you. All right. If you're doing the 12-inch finger focus, then you're kind of already doing that, right? Checking my time. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Now, I'm going to go for set number 3 for myself. I'm going to go with the single leg, and I'm going to go with the 12-inch finger focus. All right, you continue to do whatever's appropriate for you here. All right, we're going to get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. We're restricting the vision with this one. This one's pretty tough. Restricting the vision by focusing on something out in front of your body, making the other balance systems work even harder. 5 seconds left. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. I had to put my other foot down there a couple times. All right, that one's pretty tough. Single leg with the 12-inch finger. All right, continue to do whatever's appropriate for you here. Make sure you got that chair or that wall next to you. All right, now I'm switching legs. We've got our set number 4 still. All right, we're gonna get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. I'm wobbling quite a bit. Keep that breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Hey, if you're doing single leg, go ahead and shake out that plant leg a little bit. All right, because that leg's working hard to keep you upright there. Okay, now let's go into our power sets. And I wish I would have mentioned this little detail here in the warm-up. I think I said it halfway through the set when we were doing our deadlift into our hip thrust. I think I said it halfway through to get that nice glute pinch. All right, we always want to get that nice pinch of the glutes during any RDL, deadlift, or hip thrust. All right, so I'm going to make double sure I mention it here as well. All right, so I got my heavy weights. We're gonna go 2 sets of 6, finding a good athletic position, get that nice hip thrust, pinch the glutes, and coming right back down to the start. All right, and just like always, all that movement's coming from the lower body. No arm movement is necessary for that one. All right, now we also have the catch step that we're pairing with that hip thrust today. So I'll turn my camera to the wall as always for the first set. All right. And again, we're very familiar with this exercise at this point. I don't like that angle. That's maybe a little better. There we go. All right, so like I was saying, class, pretty familiar with this one here. We're gonna get a nice lean forward. We're letting gravity do the work here. And then we react to that forward movement, all right, that gravity imposes on us. I got that wall here if I feel like I'm going to lose my balance going forward, all right? We'll get 2 sets of 30 seconds for that one, but I actually want to start with the hip thrust today. So I'll do my first set here at the wall, all right? We're going with our first set of 6 reps. Got my heavy weights here. These are the ones that I recommend for this exercise, and we're going to get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Coming up. Nice pinch. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Very good. All right. So that's set number 1 down already. I'm going to put those heavy weights down pretty far away from my feet. I don't want to accidentally step on them while I'm doing my catch step here. All right, so let's get our first set knocked out of that catch step. We're going 30 seconds as always, and we'll get ourselves started in, hold on, 3, 2, 1, go ahead. Again, take your time. Don't rush this exercise. Work on getting nice, long steps, right? We want to work on getting functionally longer. Hopefully at this point, you're noticing that you are more comfortable with taking larger steps out in front of you. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. And also, hopefully, none of you have had to use the catch step in real life. But if you have lost your balance somewhere in your house, I hope that the catch step has come in handy, all right? So let's knock out our last set of 6 reps here for the hip thrust. I'll go with a frontal view for these last 2 sets, all right? I'm gonna find my good athletic position with my heavy weights. We're gonna knock out one more set of 6 together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready, coming up. That's 1, pinch those glutes. 2, 3, no shoulder movement. 4, 5, and 6. Very good. I'm gonna set these heavy weights down again, far away from my feet, and let's knock out our last set of the catch step, all right? And I'm gonna go to the frontal view once again, because I wanna emphasize one last detail about this. I talked about this last week, and I've talked about it a lot in the forward-backward steps that we do on Fridays. But when we come forward with our big step, we want to keep that knee aligned over the toe, all right? I'm sure that you'll all remember watching me cave my knee in on purpose, right? We don't want to let that knee cave in. We want to keep the knee aligned over the toe. Imagine you're touching the skin on the outside of your knee to the wall on that side of your body, all right? Try to keep that in mind for every step as we go, all right? We've got 30 more seconds here. We're gonna get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Good. Hopefully you're also noticing that you're taking larger steps. I might have said that already during the first set, but I hope that you are getting more and more comfortable with taking larger steps. Remember, the shorter our steps are, the more likely we are to begin declining in functionality throughout the day. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. All righty, class. Grab a sip of water for me here. Catch your breath if you need to. I'm going to go over our first resistance training set. It's Monday, and we are going to be going over our squat progression first. Okay? So the squat progression here, as you see, I have my chair from the side view. I can sit in the back of the chair or in the front. Either way, I'm going to keep my legs together. I'm going to grab the seat for a little extra support. I'm keeping my nice tall posture. I'm going to extend both my legs up and out, and then I'm going to bring them right back down. That would be 1 rep right there. That's our double leg extension. Okay? If you choose this exercise today, I'd like you to go with 2 sets of 12 reps. All right, so 2 sets of 12 reps for that one. Now, we also have our sit to stand and our squat. Now, those exercises can either be with just your body weight, right? So holding no weight or anything like that, or we can hold on to our heavy weights, okay? Now, these are the weights that I recommend for either the sit to stand or the squat. Your heavier of your 2 sets of weights, okay? Again, you can always go with whatever weight you want. No weight, you can use your lightweight or your heavy weights, all right? These are just the ones that I recommend, okay? Now, the sit to stand or the squat, we can do this with our feet side by side, okay? That doesn't mean that I have them pushed together. My feet will always be shoulder width apart no matter what I do. But I can go with my feet kind of in a side-by-side stance or a parallel stance where I don't have one foot in front of the other, right? So hopefully you can see that there. My feet are still out nice and wide, but they're kind of even. No foot is out farther in front of the other. I can do that for my sit to stand, right? Holding my weight in a goblet hold, if I choose to use weights. And then for the squat, right, coming down to a depth that's going to challenge me and coming right back up, okay? From the, oh, and we also want to make sure, class, that we're shoving those knees out to the wall, right? Just like on our RDL and our deadlift, right? Very important. From the side, pushing the hips back, keeping the chest and the eyes up, and keeping that back nice and flat, okay? Now, don't forget, class, we can also go with that staggered stance that we've done quite a bit for the last couple months. In that stance, you see here, my left leg is out farther in front, and my right foot stays back, all right? And then I'm gonna come up and come back down for my sit to stand or my squat the exact same way, all right? Just one leg's out in front while the other one stays back, all right? Now, if you choose to do that, we're gonna do 6 reps with the left leg out in front, 6 reps with the right leg out in front. That way, everybody gets 12 reps total, same start time, same end time, no matter what exercise you choose, all right? So, that'll be our lower body choice. For our upper body today, I wanna go with our bent over row, okay? So the bent over row today, we're gonna go with 2 sets of 15 reps, and we're gonna go with the light weights, okay? Once again, these are just the ones that I recommend, but I'm gonna find a nice athletic position, hips and knees are bent, and this is our bent over row. So here we're gonna be bent a little farther forward. Make sure we're keeping that back nice and flat though, all right? We don't wanna round over as we bend forward, okay? Now, I'm going to start off with my weights down near my knees or near my thighs, and I'm going to pull up toward my rib cage and then bring them right back down, all right? As I pull these weights up toward the rib cage, I'm pinching my shoulders, and I'm driving my elbows back behind my torso, and then coming right back down to the start, okay? So, like I said, that'll be 2 sets of 15 reps on that one, okay? So let's start off with the squat progression. Remember, we have the double leg extension, sit to stand, or the squat. And that can be the sit to stand or the squat can be side by side or staggered. All right. So I'm going to go with the sit to stand with the staggered stance from a side view. All right. You do whatever is most appropriate for you here. And we're going to get ourselves started with 12 reps total in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming up. Then back down. That's 1. Excuse me. 2. Make sure you know exactly where that chair is. 3. If you're doing the sit to stand. 4. 5. 6. Switch legs. Go right back into it. 7. 8, 9, 10, 2 more, 11, and 12. Very good. That's set number 1 down. Let's go into our bent over row. All right. So I'm going to go to the side view for this one as well. As always, I'm finding my good athletic position. Hips and knees are bent. Back stays nice and flat, right? Big chest, pinch the shoulders. Get that nice bent over position. We're gonna knock out 15 reps together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming up and back down. That's 1. Pinch those shoulders back on every rep. That's 2. 3. Bring those weights to the rib cage. 4. 5, drive those elbows up toward the ceiling. 6, I think that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 more. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Very good. All righty. Now I'm going to set these weights down. Again, I want those weights away from my feet here. all right? If I'm doing a squat or sit to stand movement. But I'm gonna grab my heavy weights, and I'm actually gonna go with the squat this time. I will do the staggered stance for this one as well, but I'm gonna go with a frontal view to again emphasize shoving the knees out to the wall on either side of us, okay? So I got my heavy weights here in my goblet hold. We're gonna knock out 12 more reps together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming down and right back up. That's 1, 2, 3. Find a depth that's gonna challenge you here. 4, 5, 6. Switch feet, go right back into it. 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 more. 11, and 12. Very good. All righty. I'm going to set my heavy weights down. Let's go back to the bent over row. We've got 1 more set. All right. I'll go the side view once again for this one. All right. 1 more set of 15. I'm getting my hips and knees bent. My back is staying nice and flat at that nice bent over position. All right. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming up and back down. That's 1. Bring the weight to the rib cage. 2, 3. You're bringing them to the armpit. 4. That general area there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think. 5 more. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Very good. Okay, that's it for our first superset class. Grab a sip of water, catch your breath if you need to. I'm going to go over our next superset, which is going to be our RDL and our standing chest press with the horizontal adduction squeeze, okay? Now you see here I've grabbed the resistance band and I'm grabbing my heavy weights. We can use either one of these two here for the RDL. Now, the starting position for the RDL, very similar to the movement's very similar to the bent over row, right? If I have my heavy weights here to start, I'm gonna show a side view. My hips and knees are bent, back is nice and flat as always, and I'm gonna let these weights just roll down the front of my leg. Find the middle of your shin, keeping that back nice and flat, and coming back up. We wanna get a nice pinch of the glutes at the top of the rep, and then we go right back into our next rep, all right? Now, as always, we wanna keep the weights close to the legs. The farther the weight is from the body, the more pressure we're gonna be putting on our lower back. Now, if you want a little more resistance, right, depending on how heavy your weights are, we can also go with a resistance band RDL. So here I'm gonna set up that double leg anchor. I'm gonna wrap up some excess if I feel like I need to, and now I can just manipulate those handles the exact same way that I would the dumbbells, finding that mid-shin depth and coming right back up to standing, getting a nice pinch of the glutes there, all right? So that'll be our 2 options for the RDL. That'll be 2 sets of 8 today on that RDL. I'll do the heavy weight or the heavier dumbbells for set number 1, and I'll do the resistance band for set number 2. All right, now the next exercise is going to be that standing chest press. I like to come down to a kneeling position for this one. All right, we're going to start off. I like to go with lighter weights here, but again, you can do whatever you prefer. You can go with no weight, light weight, heavy weight. I'm going to bring these weights here They're gonna start out near my armpit, okay? Or near my rib cage here, kind of in this general area, kind of like what I was trying to say during that last set of the bent over row. Kind of that armpit, general rib cage area, kind of near the chest. And my shoulders are pinched back here with the elbows pulled back behind my torso. And that should be familiar, right? Because that's our row position that we're starting in, okay? Then I'm gonna press out and come right back in. Now, one thing that we don't wanna forget, as we press out, we're going to push our dumbbells or our hands together because that's gonna create a little extra work for our chest muscles there. That pressing together is gonna make those muscles work a little harder, and then we bring the weights right back to the armpits, all right, or the rib cage area, okay? Now, that squeeze, we only want it to be about a second or two. So nice squeeze, and bring it right back in, all right? That'll be 2 sets of 10 for that one, all right? Now I'm gonna leave these light weights here for that chest press set. I'm gonna go back here. We'll start off with the RDL, and like I said earlier, I'm gonna use my heavy weights for this first set of RDL. You've got 8 reps together. Find that good athletic position. We're gonna start in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming down, finding that mid-shin depth, and back up. That's 1. Get that nice pinch of the glutes at the top. That's 2, 3, 4, halfway through, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Very good. That's 1 set down already. Now let's find those lighter weights or whatever you prefer for that chest press. I'll do a side view for this one. All right, so I've got my weights starting out in my rowing position, right? The top of that rowing range of motion. We've got 10 reps together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming out. Get that squeeze. Back in. That's 1. Get that nice squeeze. 2. Pinch the shoulders when you come back. 3. Nice 1 or 2 second squeeze. 4. 5. Halfway through. 6. 7. 8. 9, last one, and 10. Very good. That's 1 set down on the chest press. We've got 1 more now for the RDL, and I'm actually going to go with the resistance band. Like I said earlier, I'll go with the frontal view here, and I like the frontal view for the RDL because I can talk about the knees being shoved out a little more as well, right? We want to make sure those knees are being shoved out as we go down and back up, just like we think about them being shoved out on the squat, all right, or the catch step or forward backward step, all right? We've got 8 reps together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming down and back up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nice pinch at the top, 6, 7, last one, and 8. Very good. Now, we'll still need the resistance band for our next superset. We shouldn't need the heavy weights unless you're choosing to use them for your chest press here. But I'm gonna stick with my lighter weights for the chest press, and I'm gonna go the frontal view this time, all right? So again, my weights are starting near my rib cage, armpit area, all right? Shoulders are pinched back and my elbows are pushed back. We've got 10 more reps with a squeeze. We're gonna get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming out, get that squeeze, back in. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. All righty. Now, go ahead and get yourselves a sip of water. Catch your breath if you need to. I'm going to go over our last superset, and I'm going to do my best to try to squeeze these 4 sets in before our cardio. All right? So the first exercise I have for us is our goal posts. All right? I recommend we go with the light weights here. You can also go with no weight. I would not recommend the heavy weights for this set. All right, we're going to go 2 sets of 15 reps, just like we have done in the past. And if you remember, I'll turn to the side. My starting position, my elbows are bent to 90, my wrists are nice and straight, and I've got my arms lifted up to shoulder height. I'm going to push the backs of my hands to the wall behind me, and I'm making this nice goal post position. All right, I'm pinching my shoulders back, pushing my chest out, and then I'm bringing my arms right back down. We talk about opening and closing the lid, all right, with this movement here. All right, 2 sets of 15 on that one. Now, the core exercise that I want to do for this superset is going to be the standing ab twist with the resistance band. And remember, class, we have a little bit of setup to do for this one. So I'm going to lay, I got my resistance band here. I'm going to lay one end of the band on the floor. All right. In this case, it's the left end of the band. I'm going to step on it with my left foot. All right. Now I have the other side, the other end of the band in a goblet hold near my chest. And now I can rotate in the opposite direction. All right. Because it's my left foot that's the anchor, we're always going to be twisting to the right? Always twisting the opposite direction of our anchor, okay? We'll get 10 reps to the right, and then we'll switch sides, step on it with the right foot, and then I can get 10 reps going to the left, all right? We'll get 2 sets of 10 on each side for that one, all right? So let's start off with the goal post. I'll do a side view for this first set with my light weights. And again, we're gonna go to 15 reps here, all right? So I got my wrists nice and straight. Arms are lifted up to shoulder height. Let's scoot forward. And we're gonna knock out 15 reps together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming up and back down. That's 1. 2. Open the lid, close the lid. That's 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Very good. All right, that's 1 set down on the goal posts. Let's find our resistance band here. I'm always going to start twisting to the right side. So that means I'm going to lay the left end of the band on the floor. I'm going to step on it with my left foot, and now I can twist to my right. Okay, I like to have a good athletic position here. Bend the knees and the hips. Let's get our first 10 reps started in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Twisting to the right and back to the start. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's switch sides. Now the band is going to go on the floor to my right. So now my right foot can step on it And now I'm going to twist to the left for 10 more reps. All right, get some nice bend to those hips and knees. We're going to go ahead and go right into it. Ready? Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. Now, we've got to go into our second set of those goal posts here, all right? And once again, I'm going to go with those light weights. If your shoulders tend to get a little tired during the standing ab twist, all right, you can then go with no weight for the goal post, all right? But if you want to stick with using weight, you certainly can, all right? There certainly is work being done on the shoulder during that standing ab twist, just kind of holding that resistance band up there, all right? So actually, I'll go with a frontal view this time for the goal post. So I got my arms up to shoulder height. We're gonna knock out 15 reps together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Coming up and back down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 more, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Very good. All right, I shouldn't need my light weights or any weights for the rest of the workout here, but let's find that resistance band one more time and knock out one more set of 10 on each side for the standing ab twist. My left end of my band is on the floor once again, stepping on it with my left foot, and I've got a nice bend to my hips and my knees here. I'm going to twist to the right for 10 reps, all right? We're going to get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Do the same thing going in the other direction. I hope I'm not going too fast or anything like that. I do want to try to squeeze that cardio in here quickly. All right. Let's get 10 more reps to the other direction here together. Go ahead and go right into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. I'm going to set my resistance band and my weights away from my feet here. All right. I don't want them near my feet while we do cardio. Grab a sip of water here, class. Catch your breath if you need to. I know I went pretty quick through that superset, that last one, but I want to go over our cardio. Now, the 2 cardio exercises that I have for us today, they're probably the 2 most classic ones that we've done in the past. The first one's going to be our cross-body punch with the twist, all right? So I'm going to have a good bend in my hips and knees, and I want to have a little bit of a bounce, all right, to my stance here, right? Just kind of bouncing up and down a little bit like a boxer. Now I'm going to get my punch with the twist here now. I'm going to go across my body with my punch, going to shoulder height, and my belly button's following my fist as I go. And I want to maintain the bounciness of my stance as I get my punches, all right? That'll be 3 sets of 45 seconds. Now, The exercise that we're gonna pair with that is gonna be the cardio side step. So I'm gonna step out to the side, have the other foot meet it. Step out to the side, have the other foot meet it. All right, now, don't forget class, we always have that extra option there. If you want to add the hamstring curl, you can do that as well, where you step out and then curl the leg. Step out, curl the leg, all right? There's kind of a full speed version of that. Get a little extra hamstring work in there if you prefer, all right? That will also be 3 sets of 45 seconds today, all right? But let's start off with that crossbody punch, and we're gonna get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Get that nice rotation. Belly button follows the fist as it goes out, as you're punching across your body. Keep that bounciness in the stance. If you tend to get dizzy with rotation, you can always focus on a stationary point up in front of you. I'm just focusing on the image of my body on the laptop screen there. I can still get a good punch and still get some really great rotation while I maintain the bounciness of my stance. We're gonna switch to the next exercise together in 3, 2, and 1. Relax and reset. Cardio side step. Go ahead. I'm not gonna do the hamstring curl for this first set. I think I'll save it for the last one. So just step out, have the other foot meet it. Step out, have the other foot meet it. Or add the hamstring curl if you'd like to. Got 20 seconds left here, class. Keep it up. This is our first time through on each exercise. Keep that breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Very good. 3, 2, 1. Relax and reset. Crossbody punch. Set number 2. I think I actually moved backward on that set. I tend to scoot forward when we do lateral movement, and now I think I went backward. Here we go. Remember, class, as you start to fatigue, you might notice that you're starting to punch lower and lower. Make sure that you're punching out to a shoulder height. Keep that nice tall posture. Big shirt, pinch the shoulders. Checking my time. Got 5 seconds left for our next transition here. 3, 2, and 1. Relax and reset. Back to the cardio side step. Second time through. Keep that breathing. Hey, how do we modify this one here, class? We can get lower, right? More bend to the hip and knee as long as you keep your back flat and keep your chest out with your shoulders pinched. We can go quicker, right? Faster pace, or we can take larger steps. As long as you're not going out so wide that you put yourself in a bad position. We've got 10 seconds left here before our last set of the crossbody punch. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Relax and reset. Crossbody punch. Last time through. Keep that rotation. Belly button's gonna follow the fist as you go. Keep that posture. Shoulder height on the punches. Keep that bounciness here. Checking my time. We still got 20 seconds left here, class. Keep this up. This is our last set of the crossbody punch. Keep it up. Nice job. Checking my time. We're going to transition to our last set here in 3, 2, and 1. Relax and reset. Cardio side step. I'm adding the hamstring curl this time. There we go. Very nice. Try to bring the heel up to the glutes if you're adding that hamstring curl. We still got 20 seconds left here, class. Keep it up, keep that breathing. Then we're off to the cool down. 10 seconds left, keep it up. Very nice, take that nice big step out. 3, 2, 1, relax. All righty, catch your breath here, class. Grab a sip of water. I've already got the cool down memorized, so I know what I'm doing. I'll just wait for thumbs. I don't know if you all can hear the dance studio, but I definitely just heard some, I guess what could only be described as quiet screaming. I don't know if you could hear that, but maybe it's not getting picked up on the camera, but yeah. Anyway, I see a thumb there. I see 2 more thumbs there. Another thumb, another thumb, another thumb. There we go. All right. I think we'll go ahead and get ourselves started here. I'm going to go out of the gallery view, and I'll go full screen. There we go. All righty. I think that we'll be able to stay in this room. I think that all of their performances will be in the big dance studio. Just might have to deal with me trying to have to stay focused while I hear those noises going on in there. All right, but let's start off here, class. I actually want to begin with our modified sleeper stretch, all right? So this is going to directly complement the goal posts that we did earlier, all right? So as always, class, I'm going to bring my arm up as if I'm going to arm wrestle you, but I'm going to rotate out about 45 degrees, and we're going to get a gentle push on the wrist. Again, always gentle, just 2 fingers pushing down, all right? Go ahead and start for 30 seconds on each side if you haven't already. Remember, class, those rotator cuff muscles are small, and as we get older, they tend to atrophy a little more. That's why we want to be careful, all right? Halfway through this set, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. We want to keep that breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. 3, 2, 1, relax. Let that arm come down and dangle if you want to, all right? Let's do the same thing on the other arm. So I'm going to arm wrestle you, rotate out to the side, get that gentle push, all right? 30 more seconds. Go. Hopefully the heart rate's coming down, breathing rate's coming down if it hasn't already. Getting a nice stretch in the back of the shoulder. 10 seconds left, class, and then we'll transition to the wall for our next 3 stretches. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Let that arm come down and dangle. Now I'm going to turn my camera just a little bit to the wall. There we go. All right. Now, this first one here is going to be a repeat of last week's upper back stretches, and that's going to be the thread the needle stretch. All right. So again, I do not feel the stretch quite as much in this one for myself, but that doesn't mean that you all won't either, right? So I'm going to find my space on the wall, and here I've got both hands on the wall here. And I've got this massive space between my arm and the floor and my torso and the wall. That's my eye of the needle, right? I know it's not really like threading a needle, but I'm going to stick my arm through and try to get that nice stretch in the upper back and the back of the shoulder. All right, so let's get 30 seconds on each side for this one. Go ahead and start if you haven't already. You want to keep your breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, as always. Halfway through, keep it up. We'll do the same thing on the other side here. Very good. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Let that arm come down and dangle a little bit. Now, we're just going to pretend that I have the wall out in front of me here, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to place my hand on the wall and stick my hand through the needle. All right, go ahead for 30 more seconds. Again, trying to get that stretch in the back of the shoulder and the upper back. This is the counterpart stretch to our arm reach across. All right, so very similar stretch, just a little different method of doing or of stretching the same muscles. 10 seconds left here, class, and then we're going to transition to our standing chest stretch at the wall. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Let those arms come down and dangle. Now, for the standing chest stretch here, remember class, we have 2 different ways to do this. We can go with the arm straight back or with the arm angled up slightly, okay? Now with the arm up slightly, we're gonna get a little more chest. With the arm straight back on the wall, we're still gonna get chest, but now we're also getting a lot more shoulder as well, okay? Now we primarily worked on the chest today as opposed to the front of the shoulder. So I would recommend that we go with the arm angled up slightly, but you can always do whatever you prefer, all right? Let's get 30 seconds on each side for this one, and go ahead and start if you haven't already. Remember class, no matter which position you put yourself in, either with the arm angled up or with the arm straight back, you're gonna get both chest and shoulder. It's just you tend to emphasize one over the other, depending on where you place the hand. We've got 10 seconds left before we switch sides. 3, 2, 1, relax. Let that arm come down and dangle. And again, I'm just gonna pretend that I have my wall right here. I'm gonna put my arm up slightly, and we'll go for 30 more seconds. Go ahead. Going to a point of mild discomfort on these stretches, never pain. If you're feeling pain on a stretch, find a range of motion that slightly shorter so that you can avoid that painful part of the stretch. 5 seconds left here, class. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Now, I've got one more stretch. This is gonna be for the quadriceps or the front of the hips. And this can be done at the wall, or we can do it at a chair. All right, we're gonna go with those 3 classic quadricep options. All right, so if I'm at my chair or my wall, I can do my staggered stance quadricep stretch with the heel lifted, pressing the hips forward and bending my back knee. Got my chair or my wall for my balance. I can also go with my standing quad pull, okay? Or I can turn my chair around and go with my chair-assisted lunge, all right? Either way, I'm pushing my hips forward, getting a nice stretch in the front of the hip and the thigh. And we want to stay up nice and tall with our good posture for all 3 of those options, all right? So go ahead and pick one of those 3 options here. We'll go for 30 seconds on each side together. Go ahead and start if you haven't already. 30 seconds on each leg. I'll do the chair-assisted lunge for the first half. I'll do the staggered stance quadricep stretch for the second half. We still got 15 seconds left on this first part of the stretch. Keep that breathing. 2 more stretches to go after this one here, class. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Go ahead and switch legs. That means I'm switching sides, but I'm also going to switch stretches here. 30 more seconds. Go ahead. Very good. Keep that nice tall posture no matter which option you're choosing. We don't want to be punching forward with either of these. 5 seconds left here, class. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. relax. Very good. Now, this next stretch that I'm going to do for us is actually going to be the hamstring one. I know that I tend to do that one last, but I want to do it next because the last one we'll do will be the Hollywood stretch or the seated back twist. All right? So I'm in my chair here, class. I'm going to scoot forward, and I'm going to have my heels dug into the floor. I'm going to keep my nice tall posture, big chest, pinch the shoulders. And I'm going to lean forward with that nice flat back. We're going to get a 40-second stretch here. Go ahead and start if you haven't already. I know I've said this 1,000 times, but this is my favorite stretch ever. Getting a nice stretch in the hamstrings all throughout the muscle. Still got 20 seconds left here, class, and then we got one more stretch. We want to complement all of the twisting that we did today, that standing ab twist, the crossbody punch with the twist. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. So the last one that I have for us for today, class, is going to be that, like I mentioned, the modified Hollywood or seated back twist stretch. So if we're going to choose to do this one from the chair, I'm going to turn about 45 degrees to the side. That exposes a corner. I can now turn toward that corner and hold on to it and get a nice stretch. All right, we'll do 30 seconds on each side for that one. We can also choose to go to the floor and do the more classic version of the seated back twist or Hollywood stretch. You see here I have I'm actually going to stick my right leg out, and then I'm going to cross my left leg over. Now, because it's my left leg that crosses over, I want to turn to the left. You want to be turning your torso into the thigh on your crossed over leg, and then I can use my elbow to really get that extra twist in there. All right? We'll go for 30 seconds on each side with this one, and then we'll be done for the day. All right? So go ahead and pick an option, and let's go ahead and start if you haven't started already. There we go. Keep that breathing. Try to sit up nice and tall. I know that we compromise our posture a little bit with the twist that we are doing. But again, try your best to stay up. Keep your breathing. Still got 10 seconds left for this one. And then we'll switch to the other side. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Go ahead and switch sides for 30 more seconds. I'm going to go back to the chair to demonstrate this one here. All right, go ahead. Last set here. Again, stay up nice and tall. Keep that breathing. Think about turning your chest toward the wall on either side of you, while your lower body stays put, right? That same concept of rotation from the warm-up. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. That's all that I have for you for today, class. I want to thank you all so much for participating.